What's up? What's up, fellas? How y'all feeling tonight?
What's going on, man?
CJ, what I got? Like the top down view? What is that?
Hey man, listen. They say that the camera adds 15 pounds is what they say. So I noticed when I look on IG and stuff like that, when people hitting the angles, they coming from the top down. So that's I'm emulating what I'm seeing.
Got it. I think I'm trying to understand.
You never seen the angle, man, when they got the camera and you never seen that. Now I definitely know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I seen people do that. Just yours. I got the best camera right now. So well, not anymore. Max just got some light. So yeah, man. I don't know about your camera quality tonight, bro.
I'm falling off, man.
You blown out.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, you got to turn your light down.
Yeah, hold on. It's that prosperity glow.
Yeah.
That's that winning.
Hey, man.
There you go.
Am I back?
You halfway.
Yeah, you halfway there. You look a lot better, though. A lot better.
There you go.
All right, there it is.
Yeah, that thing on full blast.
I was running late. You know how I do. I was running late, so I just went plug and play.
Okay, well, I got this high-tech camera, so therefore I had to get it, working. That's what it took me. I was been on since like 8:50, just working with the camera, trying to get this joint to get right.
Well, you right. You got it right now.
I got it right now. Yeah.
I need a camera guy, man. So now
I know you.
Yeah, we might have to talk, man.
Yeah, man. You gotta step your game up, bro, and be like me.
Hey, where's everybody from in the chat tonight? I need to
gotta be like the greatest.
Mississippi in the house, man. Shout out to P Valley on Stars, bro. All right, let me see. San Antonio in the house.
Yo, is that show good, man? I haven't watched it yet.
It's very good. It's very good. Very entertaining.
What's it about?
Some strippers in Mississippi. In life in Mississippi. Yeah.
Nah. That's my bad.
Yeah, that's your bad. Yeah. Hey, Spartanburg in the house. Shout out to Spartanburg, man. I got
South Carolina. What up?
Way back in the day. From way back in the day, going to shooting out to Spartanburg.
Hey, Nas, how far are you from Rock Hill?
I'm about 35 minutes or so. It's on the outskirts.
You got some rentals out there, don't you?
I got 3. I need more though.
So tell them to bring it to you.
Man, I'm closing on some stuff, man. I'm doing some deals I ain't never done before. So
I'm seeing what's crazy. We in the group chat talking and you forgetting to tell us you buying more rentals every time you like somebody got pulled it out of you. What's going on with that?
Yo, why you holding back, man?
Nah, the reason being, man, because like my business is starting to pick back up. So COVID had stuff slow, but it's starting to pick back up. So I just be going, trying to get things done. Shout out to Florence. So yeah, man, just going. Getting things done. Hey, so I'm under contract for a 5,000 square foot commercial building. On the outskirts of Charlotte, man. I ain't never done nothing like this. So, in the ideal situation, I don't want to run an active business. I just want to own the real estate. So I've been trying to
What's the building look like?
Building is unattractive, but it's big, is what I can say. So I got the footprint, it's brick. It does have a flat roof. Max, I seen you you're dealing with a flat roof too. So it does have a flat roof and
the black or the white one?
A black one.
Yeah, the black one's just terrible. The white flat roofs are done with heat glue, and they last longer and they don't have any holes in it and stuff. Yeah,
because this one got holes in it, of course. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to tackling this new venture. In an ideal situation, I want to keep it. I don't know much about the commercial space. If somebody's in the area and they know about leasing medical office space, holla at me.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
So why you ain't hit up Myself or Nas, like a partnership or something like that. I mean, myself or CJ on this.
I was gonna ask the exact same question actually.
That's okay. Because I ran the numbers and I was like, man, it's too low for these guys, man. Because it was just too low, man.
So
yeah.
In 10 years, when it's worth, 1.7 million, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I was gonna get you guys in, but it's too low.
It was too low for you, and I didn't want to insult you because from my understanding from talking to somebody, now he's a commercial broker, so he buys and sells. He's not really in the lease space, but he was telling me the building can rent between $12 and $16 a square foot per year. So I took the 12 number, and that's 40,000 a year in gross rents potentially. But I'm still learning about this whole process because the building need work. So,
can I ask a question?
Yes.
Cash deal, or are you going to use private?
Yeah, I'm using private.
Can I ask how much the building is? I mean, we should be discussing this in the group chat, but you just don't want to talk to us no more. So I'm gonna do it out here where everybody's at.
How much? You go. I'm under contract for 125. I got a escrow draw to fix it up for 130. That's not looking. I mean, that 130 could be 200, so I might have to fund the rest.
Wait, what city is this in?
It's on the outskirts of Charlotte.
That
125,000
on the map. There's nothing like that.
Hey, first things first, right? First things first, CJ. Let me tell you this, bro. When he told me the price, right? Shout out to my boy, but I ain't gonna say his name because everybody gonna search for him and look for him. I said, "Yo," he told me the price. I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Let's go ahead. Let's send over the paper."
Hold on. You don't need hard money for this.
I know.
So just let your boy get in on it.
I mean, without like.
We're gonna listen. We need to talk.
I'm not looking for cash flow. Really, I really just want the appreciation. I put up the 125.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? This what happened.
Hold on, wait, Nas. Before you say this, Max, are you seeing what I'm seeing right now?
Yeah, because I've had 2 commercial buildings I tried to purchase in the last 3 months. One I got blackballed on because I'm black, and then 2 I'm gonna start sending Dave in to buy my real estate. And then the other one just like I offered cash, the asking price. They told me it's sold, and 3 months later, they still got to sign up for it.
Oh man!
But yeah,
this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing right now from Nas. I'm hearing that this deal is so good that he doesn't want to bring us in on it.
That's what it is.
Nah, I swear.
And it's okay. It's okay. But I think it sounds. This is what I'm hearing. That it's going to make so much money that he's going to keep us out of this one. He's going to go ahead and do his thing, make it happen. I'm just curious though. 125,000, 5,000 square feet outside of Charlotte. What was the seller's motivation for that kind of deal?
He just didn't need it, to be honest with you. Like now, granted, I'm getting from wholesale. Like, yo, bro, he has multiple commercial buildings, low key guy, and that one his wife was going to turn it into a daycare. He claimed the city gave them permission to turn it into a daycare, but his wife already has 5 daycares.
Can you text me the address? Just like, because I ain't gonna say it online, but can you?
I'll text you. I'll put the address in the group chat. If I don't do it tonight, I'll do it tomorrow.
No. I'm looking like right here, right now, so I can kind of see.
We're trying to look this deal up.
I got my computer. I was gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, man. I was gonna let me text you the address right now, bro. So
this is crazy.
Yo, send it on Facebook real quick.
Yo, CJ, he don't want our money.
I'm seeing this. I really am.
Wow.
Nas, how long we been supposed to do a deal together?
Yo, years, bro. And let me tell you something.
And you're doing deals with my students. You're doing deals with my coaching students. And me and Max can't get on the deal.
I am doing deal with your coaching students, bro. I love your coaching students, bro. If y'all need coaching, make sure y'all hit up my man CJ. And then once y'all find the deal, come to me.
How much is your hard? What you doing with your hard money? I definitely wanted this. Is this downtown?
It's not near downtown.
Okay.
So
downtown of that city.
Yeah, I know somebody. It's not near downtown. I don't think so. Yo, bro, the deal was so good, bro. I haven't even been up there yet, bro. So it was just too like, what, man? Give me that. So,
Oh, let me come on, yo, Nas. Hold on, where the building at? I don't see. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I'm actually
so yeah, man.
Nas, I don't have my phone right now. Send it to me on the Facebook group chat.
Okay. I'm sending it. I'm sending it. I'm sending it.
I got it. We can talk about this later.
Yeah, cool, bro. Because I'm trying to. I like. Here's the thing, right? Because a few years ago, right, me and CJ were supposed to get on the deal, but I don't feel comfortable bringing y'all in any deal that I'm not that I'm unsure about. If anybody gonna lose, it's gonna be me. You know what I mean? I don't want to bring y'all in no deal that you know what I'm saying. So
And if anybody win, it's gonna be you.
Right.
Like we don't.
Nas,
You acting like we don't know what's going
loss
on.
is a part of the game.
But I'm not going to bring you in my market to take a loss if I got something to do with it, bro. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me look this up, man. I need to look.
So first things first. Let me give a shout out to Krista, the realtor, right? Krista, the realty investor on IG. Last show, I spoke about how I was struggling to find the Jordan 3s UNC. She put me in touch with the plug, who was her brother. And today, look what came in the mail, bro.
They real?
Yes.
You paid retail or markup?
I can't disclose that information. So with that
can you
being
pass Max and I the plug at least?
I will pass out the plug, man. I pass out the plug. Okay.
The Travis.
All right. Yeah, I see, bro. But see, yeah. So with that being said, man, I just want to say, man, I appreciate that. You know, for y'all helping the brother out, man. So, you know, but now I'm looking for somebody who is experienced in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, on the outskirts of medical office space, and that is willing to do some hand holding. I spoke to a few people, but I need somebody who's willing to do some hand holding.
Nas,
Yes.
I'm gonna speak for myself and I'm gonna speak for Max at this point. I think this is what it sounds like. All right, I'm hearing you getting everybody else involved in this deal, but me and Max.
Yeah, Max audience is so willing to help. So I just gotta throw it out there because I'm like, bro, like I was struggling, bro. Like there was no way I could pay $350 for these joints.
Listen,
man.
This guy's deflection game is so good. You can tell you from Jersey, man. You can tell you from Jersey.
You talking about shoes and you talking about real
estate. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Tar Heels, man. You know, I mean, since I was a kid, bro, I was feeling them. So now when the ACC championship game is held in Charlotte, so next year when they come back to play in Charlotte, I can go and I can look like a true fan. Thanks to my people's Krista. Shout out to the plug. We there. You know what I mean? We
if
live.
Krista's watching right now, please send me a DM. I need this same plug because I know Nas ain't gonna get it to me.
I'm gonna pass it to you, man. I'm gonna pass it to you.
All right.
It's all right. Yo, CJ, I got a deal coming up. I'm gonna hit you up about it.
Thank you, man. That's all I'm asking.
Commercial is my flex right now, and I'm really trying to put everything together.
Yeah, definitely let me know, man. At least let me put eyes on it. Man.
Exactly. Charles. Charles, let me text you my number right now. Coleman. I got a new number. So all right. So what's the topic today? What y'all bringing up?
I mean,
first, if Nas, if you don't mind, I apologize.
Yes.
I gotta say this because he's got the Kaepernick jersey on. I just want to give a big salute to all the professional athletes, specifically the NBA. I saw some MLB teams that have set out tonight that aren't playing in protest. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. I really am enjoying seeing people stand up for something they believe in. People don't understand. These guys are losing game checks tonight by not playing in these games. These guys are losing a lot of money by not playing in these games tonight. I think it's great. There's a lot of civil unrest going on with the things that have happened over the last couple of days. So I think we would be wrong not to at least mention it before we get into real estate and things like that. I support protest. I think people should continue to protest and stand up for the things that they believe in.
Hey, Butterboo said, so this live is just so they can watch you talk or watch us talk.
Who is this?
Butterboo. So she said, that person said, I don't know if it's a male fit, but he said you need to drop some game, bro. You need.
Did Butterboo ask a question?
No,
yeah, Butterboo said, no, Butterboo did not.
He did not, but there's some questions out there. Y'all want to get to some questions? We got hot right into it. Somebody asked about can I get a highlight on Q Lamar? He said, don't know if you guys do this. How the hell do you sub to a mobile home that's in a park? I mean, from my personal experience, you just sub to it. Like you take over the note of the actual mobile home. However, you have to pay lot rent. So going forward, so calculate the payment for the mobile home and calculate the lot rent to ensure that it's worth your time.
Yeah, I agree with that. You got to find out if the land is included or not included. If it's in a park, it's likely not included. You have to pay lot rent, but I mean, it works the same as it does on a single family, regular brick rancher.
Hey, real quick, Larry said, no politics, please. And I like to inform Larry that people dying is not politics.
That's real. I don't think anybody said anything about politics at all.
Nobody's brought up politics. It's just that he feels uncomfortable when Black people talk about injustice.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has an issue with himself because no one brought up politics. We're talking about something that happened. So
anyways, sub two in a mobile home. So you got to look at the mobile home, and I don't know where it's at, but some states look at mobile homes just as like vehicles. But here's what I would say. Listen, I kind of shy away from these things about sub twos only because it's a real difficult way of investing, and it's there's a lot of moving parts to a sub two. And bro, sub twos can get you in trouble if not done correctly. Absolutely. And that's why it's important to go get training on sub twos, particularly from somebody. I don't teach it. Mr. Robinson teach it. Brian Ribble talks about it. I do a lot of them. I understand it fully, but it's so much moving, intricate parts to it that I kind of stay away from it.
It's not a strategy that you should be like if you're just getting into the business, it's just not a strategy you should try to immediately be chasing down.
Yeah.
I think if you're just starting out, what would be more beneficial personally is to look at owner financing opportunities as opposed to subject to opportunities. You can accomplish the same thing as far as buying a property with no credit, small amounts of cash, things of that nature. But there's just so much exposure from a liability perspective when it comes to subject to.
Yeah.
If you lack understanding in how it works, like take that energy and effort and put it on owner financing, and then mobilize and move into subject to once you've got solid proper training.
Yeah, because sub twos. I see somebody talked about Pace Morby does sub twos. Yeah, Pace Morby does do sub twos, but I'm telling you, sub twos have been the talking topic of a lot of state attorney generals. So that's why you don't see me talk about it, because I don't want y'all to end up in the wrong. Like, you really have to go get training. This is something that you just can't learn from a YouTube video unless there was legitimate things. And then there's so much things that involve the state process of a sub two. So you want to make sure you do those things correctly and all that stuff. But sub twos are out there. You can do them. When people ask me for a sub two contract, that's when I know they don't know what they're talking about. So they actually need to not do sub twos.
I absolutely. I get that question in my group as well. And Mr. Robinson, like you said, teaches them. Vicky, the investor, on Instagram. Shout out to her. for my housewarming gift today. She got me some brand name non-stick pots and pans, so shout out to her. But I agree.
TJ, hold on, wait, TJ. This dude done thank about 4 or 5 people today. Where you put your address at? What's going on?
I put it on my
say that again.
I put my address on my stories on IG. Told him, hey, man, take care of him, brother. You know,
the real address?
No, you put your home address on IG.
My mailing address.
The post box.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mailing address.
Say, man.
So, but yeah, like I strongly agree with Max. I don't like to teach subject to because I don't want anybody to get in trouble and then mention my name because they went out and did something the wrong way, or they were just a little bit too ambitious. Even if you do subject to 100% right, you can still end up in court
because there's a variable on a sub 2, which is the person that you get it from, and
I'm dealing with that. So
you can't control what they do.
It can happen. It can happen, and I'm trying to. I'm doing some things so I can get one of these subject to owners out of my life and get the property either sold or refinanced. But I'm doing some extra things, spending some extra few thousand of my money to get this person out of my life so we can get a lien resolved. So, but yes, they always don't go right even when you do everything right. And yes.
Yeah, I see a good question. Chandra Barnes, when you have someone who has a home already set for sale due to foreclosure, can you still wholesale that deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if somebody's in a pre-foreclosure or they're facing foreclosure, there's a couple of things that happens. The bank is about to foreclose on the property, and until the bank does and it obtains possession of the property, it's still the possession of the homeowner, the person who took out that mortgage. Now, keep in mind that the bank does not have to give a reinstatement, but they have to give a payoff amount. So you have to understand, but banks are not in the business of collecting homes. So most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they'll give a reinstatement amount, which is going to include the fees that went through the process of going through foreclosure. So I do these all the time. I love doing properties like these where somebody comes along and they says, listen, I don't want this house. I'm out of it, blah, 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 blah. And what I will do is I keep these properties. I'll sub to it. I'll pay the mortgage that's in the arrears plus all the fees. And I'll put the property, I'll own the property, and I'll continue to make those mortgage payments and collect the difference between what I charge for rent and the mortgage payments. So the answer to your question is yes, you can absolutely wholesale a house that's going through foreclosure. It's the same exact thing, just knowing that you're going to have fees, you're going to have all these arrears, payments that have not been paid, that you have to know those numbers exactly so you can calculate that. What do you guys think?
I agree 110%.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I just tell people, like, look, in my Facebook group, Wholesaling with the Guru, I say, look, if you're going to deal with foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, know the laws in your state. Like in North Carolina, we have a 10-day upset bid period.
Yep.
So, and your state might be different. So the actual foreclosure date could be the actual day that sells and they literally don't own the property anymore. So with that, what I'm saying is you need to have your buyers lined up and you need to know what a good deal is.
And then also,
yes.
I thought you were finished.
Now go ahead, bro.
But also in the state of North Carolina that a lot of people don't even talk about is if you're buying a pre-foreclosure, if you're buying a house from somebody in foreclosure, do you know that you're required to give that person a appraisal?
Really?
Yes.
No, I didn't know that.
You're required to give that person appraisal of their property so that they know what the financial situation they're getting into. And they have to sign that appraisal, except seeing that they acknowledge that they know what the house is actually worth. And that all stemmed from the 2008 massacre that people were just taking advantage of people that had so much equity. So there's all these things that like I tell you, this business is good. And you start getting into the more difficult stuff. But I'm not trying to shine anybody away from anything. All I'm saying is there's education out there that can get you to that point where you're actually comfortable. Now, can you do a couple deals and maybe risk something? That's up to you, what your tolerance is and what you're able to lose, what your liabilities are, what can you lose. but there's rules in every state, and I recommend people going to somebody that actually has done these particular things so that you cover yourself. What's the likelihood of somebody going behind you and checking to make sure that you had an appraisal? Probably slim to none until you get that complaint.
Just takes one person.
One person.
I
And you know
I
what
learned a couple of years ago, man. I had a wild situation. You can't prepare for crazy, right?
What?
You can't prepare for crazy. When you run into it, it's one of those things to hit you, and you got to be ready to deal with when it comes. And to be able to do that, the most important thing is to have your paperwork straight.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like I seen multiple attorneys here locally lose their license to practice over one person going crazy and reporting them, saying that they feel as though they got taken advantage of, and the buyer had a relationship with the attorney, and this, that, and the third, and on that pre-foreclosure stuff. Because all it takes is one person to go back and say, well, 4 or 5 years ago, I feel as though I taken advantage of. And I'm in my right mindset now. So let me go report this. Yeah, man. It's serious.
Got it. What's another good question we have?
We got a few.
Yo, Erica Williams says your internet is on 1,000, Nas.
Hey, thank you. First thing first, I want to give a shout out to Maxwell team.
I was about to say this is another. Okay.
I had sent them all gifts. But
yes, from the back. Give me my gift that Nas brought me on my desk, please.
So basically, I'm just hoping I'm not just saying thank you. I hope they really feel that, I'm appreciative. And let me say this to everybody, right? It's not that I was being defiant and I wanted a terrible camera setup. What it was, I didn't know. Like, I really didn't know. But Max team, they shout out to Dave, he told me, look, this is what you buy. And Max told me about the light and all that to get. Now, I did have the light set up. I just never had them up. But, I did have the light set up. But they came and they got everything set up. But when my camera setup was terrible, it wasn't intentionally done. I just didn't know. So I appreciate the team. Okay. Yes. See, he has a coffee mug.
So Nas also sent a message with me and said, "You were always my favorite son." And yo, this dude is wild. And then when I posted on Instagram, he said, "Good. Now CJ gonna know I said you were my favorite son. I never wanted him to know that."
Yeah, I said, man. I said, they switch on you, man. They switch on you. When you meet somebody, they put that light on you. You start glistening. You get that prosperity glow. You forget about everybody else.
Yeah, man.
So Tyler has a question. Tackle that for me.
Due to the COVID-19, are you approaching sellers on the phone with a different approach? If so, are sellers selling for any offer these days or asking for more due to COVID-19? I'm gonna tackle that first. In my area, I'm not going to say they're asking for less, but I am going to say that people are becoming more realistic that they have to sell. So due to tenants not paying and the current economic situation of 1.2 million new unemployment claims per week. So with that being said, people are willing to sell. I'm not going to say it's discounted crazy. The Charlotte market is still on fire right now. Anything retail that's a good product and price right could be overpriced is getting multiple offers right now. So all I'm going to say, there's opportunity out here no matter what. But with me, if a seller's willing to meet up, I will meet up with the seller. I do like to go belly to belly. Now, so that anyone doesn't feel uncomfortable, I social distance myself. I say, hey, I would shake your hand, but with all this COVID stuff, I don't want to make anybody feel awkward or uncomfortable. Oh, yes, and I put my mask on.
Yeah, I mean, for me in my business, look, I'm going to give everybody a gem right now that if you don't take this and go make some money, you have nobody to blame but yourself, all right? The best list you can hit right now, all right, are going to be absentee lists, absentee stacked with some sort of motivation.
We said
Right
that like
now,
2 weeks ago.
there's such a tenant issue with evictions and all these different things
28
going on.
million.
What's that?
28 million.
28 million. All right. There's so many investors, tired landlords, things of that nature, mom and pop investors who own properties in their personal names, all right, that are eager to get out of the rental business, to sell their properties. They do not want to deal with tenant issues. They don't want to deal with evictions. They don't want to deal with people squatting. Now is the time to take high advantage of that and go after those lists with the priority, in my personal opinion.
Repeat those lists again, bro.
Any type of absentee list stacked with some sort of motivation. All right, you can do absentee, low credit. You can do absentee. One of my favorite lists right now, chargeduplist.com, absentee 65 plus. All right, you're getting some people who are older, who have rental properties, things of that nature, who just want to get rid of these properties as quickly as possible to not deal with tenants. So if you're wholesaling, you need to get on these lists and get after these types of sellers.
Yeah, I agree. I just do absentee period right now.
I swear, I grabbed the whole absentee.
Yeah, if you got a nice budget, if you got a decent budget, that's real though. If you got a decent budget, you should go grab the whole absentee list for your market and drop some drop heavy hard marketing, and you're gonna make some money.
Absolutely. Hey yo, my people's asked the question. Me and her, we go way back. Nikisha Washington, can you put your can you highlight that? Dave, if you guys, whoever's back there working the camera, Nikisha Washington, she asks, what are your thoughts on starting an investment club with a group of friends, pros and cons? First things first, let me just give a little background to me and her, right? So she from Michigan, and I met her in the call center back in I started in the call center in 08, and I think she got there in like 09. But she was one of those people who she took her career seriously. So she grew, she went up the corporate ladder, extremely successful woman now in the corporate world, and she's wanting to get into investing. But she reminds me every so often I ask Facebook what do y'all most remember about me or whatever. She reminds me the day that I put a picture of me on all the women's desks in the call center. Yo, if I were to do this today, bro, the Me Too movement would have me canceled, bro. I got fired for that today, bro. Fortunately, they knew I was young, I was dumb, and I was wild. You know what I mean? But yeah, I shouldn't have did that. But yeah, me and her, we go way back, man. She's always cool people. So as far as an investment club, I don't know much about them. I just know when I first got started on my journey, I talked to people, and some of the people I used to talk to and try to get started with, they're still in the same position they were 10, 12 years ago. So I just know with me, with working with people doesn't work. I just like to get things done. But as far as an investment club, I never was a part of one, so I can't really tell you the pros and cons. What about you guys?
I don't know what they're about, to be honest. I'm not sure what they are.
She's talking about if you get a group of friends and say, hey, look, we're all going to put a $5,000 a piece and purchase a property. I don't think I don't know the pros and cons. I don't like the concept or the idea. It's a lot of personalities to manage, a lot of expectations to manage. You don't know what everybody's understanding of business and how it works, what everybody's capacity is to invest and absorb risk and possibly lose. So I wouldn't necessarily be a fan of that, but that's just my personal opinion.
But, I think for her, she's successful in the corporate world. So she's probably got some like-minded corporate friends that can tolerate some loss or some risk that they're going to assume with it. And maybe they all willing to put in some sweat equity with the project or not. So I think for her, this is all me assuming because I don't know her at all, but just from Nas's description, she may be with some friends that can take that. But I would be curious who's going to lead the project.
So that was going to be my point. I think that's fine. but I think you got to designate somebody as the operator of that deal.
Mhm.
And maybe you're raising money from that group of friends to invest in that deal with you. But it's like it's your deal that you're captain of that ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. So I got a question for you guys. I was watching something today and wanted to I was thinking about doing a video about it, but what are 3 things that you wish you can tell your 20-year-old self? Right? Because we're all in our 30s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know CJ pushing like 40, 45, something like that. No, I'm just joking. So we all in our 30s, right? And I think for me, the best times in my life has been in my I wouldn't say my best, but my great years have been in my 30s. Like I realized a lot of things. What are some things that you would tell the audience watching that's in their 20s? What would you tell your 20-year-old self? 3 things.
Man, 3 things. I mean, the first thing when I hear you ask that question that comes to mind is, having a better balance, like life balance. I operated from the perspective of work all day, every day, manage your time poorly, pour everything into your business, which I agree, you should pour a lot into your business. But one thing, if I could go back and adjust it, go back and change it, I'd find a way to kind of have a better life balance around work itself. And what I mean when I say that is, work smarter, not harder, right? Like outsource the right task early on, put the right people in the right places early on, and identify what projects or what type of, like, real estate is this huge thing, right? There's so many different types of real estate that you can do. And kind of like we were talking about the subject to thing earlier, this is an easy business to get into and like bounce all around, right? I would have been more intentional about finding the parts of the business that I enjoy the most and then focusing just on those parts of the business versus chasing so many different types of opportunities.
So is that 3? Like, give me 3 things. Give me 3 things that you would tell yourself, your 20-year-old self, or tell somebody that's in their 20s about things that you wish you knew when you're in 20s, whether you did them or you would have
Fair
done them
enough.
intentionally. Go ahead.
So have a better life balance, right? Maintain a good work-life balance. Be intentional about finding the type or the part of the business that you're good at, and then focusing on working and exploding and scaling inside of that part of the business. And then lastly, buy rental property.
Got it. So name off again. You said
So better life balance, work-life balance, right? Buy rental property. Right? And then find the part of real estate, the niche in real estate that you're best at, and then focus on exploding inside of that niche.
got it. What about you, Nas? What are 3 things that you would have tell your 20-year-old self?
All right, so let me just say this. In my 20s, I had a lot of fun, and I probably won't be able to get that back. I've done some stuff that, most people that they probably haven't done, but me and my friends, we had a lot of fun. Now, looking back with the information and knowledge of who I am today, what would I tell my 20-year-old self? I would say the people you surround yourself with and the books you read, that's your future 5 years from now. So make sure both of those are right. But when I was 20, I wasn't doing any reading. And the people I was, hanging with was in my, from my environment, which was essentially the hood. So, a lot of those guys I don't even talk to or associate with anymore, man. So that's one. Second, you have to get serious about your goals. You just can't say, I want to buy real estate. You have to research and educate yourself on whatever it is you want to get into, whether it be the stock market, real estate, drop shipping, etc. You have to research and educate yourself and take action and write down your goals. Third, for me, wanting to be a real estate investor since I was 19. So when my counterparts, they wanted to be rappers, and back then the women wanted to be video vixens, and some of the young guys probably I'm not familiar with that, but they used to be in these magazines and be in the videos with the rappers and whatever the case may be.
Instagram now.
Yeah, now the IG models, but back then it was video. They called it, considered it a video business, and that was the thing to be. So, and there was some chicks in the hood that were essentially video businesses, but fast forward they broke. So it's not even worth mentioning. However, so my third thing is to buy real estate smart, But after you do number two, you just number three was essentially you should be buying smart. After you educate yourself with number three, then once it comes number three, you should be, and you should be smart enough to know, okay, this is a good deal because this deal sells for 230, but I'm getting in for 120 with 50,000 in work. So I got equity and I can get the cash flow.
So read books, don't be a video vixen, and buy real estate smart.
Essentially, yes.
Is that what you get?
Oh man.
List your three.
My three?
Yeah, let's just list them straight down without.
Okay, explanation. Okay, well, number one was surround yourself with the right people and read the right books. Number two, educate yourself on whatever it is you want to get into. School is one thing, that's formal education, but self-education is most important. Number three was buy real estate.
Got it. Okay, so those are good ones.
Yours?
One I would say is in your 20s. If I could tell myself, is live below your means. That first apartment by yourself actually really doesn't matter. And parents don't kick your kids out just because they turn 18. So I would say live below your means at all times during your 20s. Two, learn everything you can about credit and build great credit in your 20s. Excellent. Like just do everything possible to build things with credit.
Man, I did that. Man.
Yeah,
I did that.
I might have to add that in my list, man.
Yeah, and try shit. Try everything. I mean, your whole 20s should be full of failures. And when you get to your 30s, those things are gonna make you everything you thought you wanted to be in the 20s. It would make you what you're gonna be in your 30s.
And I like that last one a lot. I agree. I really like that last one because this is funny to me. Not funny, but like it brings me back to I remember when I was in college before they kicked me out. And I remember saying to people when I first got into real estate, I'm like, man, we're in our 20s right now. Like these are like make or break years. Like if you don't fully, like this is gonna set the pace. Like these next 10 years are gonna set the pace for the rest of your life. So like whatever you put up or whatever you put in to these next 10, like your future self is gonna thank you for that or hate you for it at some point.
Yeah, and I say, one of the important things is obviously build credit, learn about it. I still think there's a lack of information about there. There's a lot of people out there trying to fix credit, but I think learning what credit is and how easy it is to build good credit, so that you can do these things, these responsible things in your 30s, but also like try things. Like it's important, I think, to go out and try stuff, fail at things that, people and my theory is that people don't try things and fail at things because they're afraid of what other people will say. And I think that holds people back in their 20s to go out and explore and do things. And you'll never know what you really want to do or what you really like until you just go out and try a bunch of things. I mean, work everywhere. Try all different things. So do that in your 20s, build your credit. And what was my other one? Live below your means. Like really just live below your means. I promise you, your first apartment alone by yourself with no roommate, it's overrated.
Nobody's gonna remember it.
It's overrated. It's overrated. So extending yourself out to get that $700, $1,000, joint is it's not worth it. Stack your money, build your credit, and try shit.
Yeah, that's real. I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shout out to my one of my coaching students, Bam. I see him in the comments. Shout out to him, man. Sell me your deals before you sell it to Max and Nas. We'll buy it together, guys. We'll talk about that later. But can we address I keep getting this question. I saw it just now in the comments. I get it a lot in my coaching group. This misconception that virtual wholesaling and wholesaling are two different things.
You know why that came about?
Please tell me. I know what I think it is, but tell me.
Because people wanted to sell a course with a different name on it.
And started calling it virtual wholesaling.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Shout out to Chico. So, but the problem is, no, seriously, shout out to him. But the thing with it, but like, why does everybody think it's something different?
It's the way it's pitched.
Yeah, guys, wholesaling and virtual wholesaling are the exact same thing. You're just you're marketing in an area you don't live in. There's not a difference of what it is. It's the exact same process, the exact same thing. There's just some additional steps if you have to go view the property, get buyers in it, whatever the case might be. But it's literally the exact same thing.
CJ, I'm about to open up a cupcake shop, right? So I was wondering, should I sell cupcakes like here in my backyard or sell cupcakes online?
It's a good question. It's gonna be a cupcake business either way.
You mean, but I'm gonna need to take 2 different courses though, right?
Nah, you're gonna have to learn how to make great cupcakes.
Oh, right? So the foundation of cupcake making.
You got to figure out how to make great cupcakes first and foremost. All right, and then you got to figure out how to distribute those cupcakes. All right,
so whether
it's in your backyard or online, right?
So I don't got to get 2 separate courses on.
Nah, you should just worry about how to make great cupcakes.
That's it.
That's it. Nas, what do you think? Maybe I'm tripping. That's just what I think.
I strongly agree with you. Once you got the foundation, you can go wherever with it. Especially today, it's a lot easier than it was. Let me see, 5-6 years ago. It's a lot easier with apps like PropStream, Deal Machine. I mean, just all these apps. Like you can literally do this from your laptop. With all these apps, so it's a lot easier. So yes, as long as you have the foundation, they're two of the same. So yes, you can get it done.
Yeah, no question.
I got a question. What's the prediction? This is crazy. All right, so now I'm 35, right? So if you were talking to 21-year-old CJ and you, all right, so if I know what I knew now at 35 at 21, my prediction is that, wow, I'd be
man, you talking about how much?
I'd probably be worth $500 million.
Oh
Easy.
My God, man. I mean, I mean, an insane amount of money. I mean, an absolute insane amount of money.
Yeah, I probably own 2,000 doors. And
yeah, man. It would be crazy, right? So if I think about if I could do that over, but like if you could like travel back with the same information, right? The thing I realized the most for people watching this is when I first started 10 years ago, 12 years ago, like to find info was virtually impossible aside from when Bigger Pockets got created. Or you had to pay absurd amounts of money to be able to get that knowledge. Like the way you can get information right now on a much smaller budget, the tools you have access to, you can really go out here and create massive wealth. You just have to focus on not getting distracted. Not getting distracted. But if I could go back and do it over with the same info I know, like right this very second, like Back to the Future, the DeLorean pulls up outside the office right now, and I go back to 2004 when I graduated high school, Oh man. I'd be on a massive villa somewhere right now outside the country with the boss belly out on a missionary trip and just doing some great work and relaxing and uh, enjoying myself. That's
With
what
your
I that's
female
that's what
belly.
I would be doing. Um,
I feel you.
Nas, what would you be doing?
I mean, I'd definitely be retired. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, I'd be retired, and I'd just be living it up, man. I mean, this is my passion, man. It's my heart, so I don't never see me stop doing real estate. So, I can't really say, because we have been on those missionary trips and all that, man. So, um, I might have to shoot out there to South Africa with you, Max, man. I ain't saying I might do the whole joint, man, but I might have to do like a week. You know what I'm saying? I need that, man. Shout out to the dude who DM me some South African stuff. Woo! There's some things out there waiting for me. So,
Yeah, now they have some great sightseeing to do. A lot of
yeah,
great historical landmarks.
yes,
Some great resorts, beautiful beaches.
yeah.
So definitely some things to see out there for sure. Yeah.
So,
Got it. So let's look into these questions here and see what we got.
Yeah.
somebody paid some money for asking a question. Can we pull it up? Can we pull that one up?
I think they just said a statement.
Oh, okay. Because it says,
I've been reading this one. I don't even understand what it means.
okay, all right. Somebody asks, have y'all ever had any negative experience in this business because of your race? Yes. It's gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen to you if you're black. It's gonna happen to you if you're white. It's gonna happen to you if you're Spanish. So don't focus on that. Just get out here and get in the business and get things done. Someone will always find a reason not to like you, regardless of your religious belief. Every prophet, I want to say, the majority didn't follow, and the majority didn't like them. And there's some statements, and historians consider three original religions, which is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. But I mean, what's a part of giving into heaven is basically like the majority of people are not getting into heaven. So with those, just think about everybody's common with Jesus, alayhi salam, and with Jesus, we have the full scope, the full story. So we're going to say, oh yeah, we would have followed him because he came with the truth and he was a good person. But no, people at that time, they found reasons not to like him. They said his mom was a fornicator. They said, yo, he's not the prophet and messenger, and all of these things. So I said to say, don't focus on who doesn't like you or who's not going to sell to you, but focus on who's going to sell to you, who's going to do business with you.
Yeah. We have a slight sub 2 question. I'll answer real quick. It says, when taking over a home with existing mortgage, how do you take or achieve true ownership? And I'll revert back to saying, before you venture into sub 2, because it's an advanced strategy. Like, I think some of you guys want to go to stock car racing straight into the big boy NASCAR. And you gotta take your time and work your way there. Because questions like these, and if you're attempting to try to do it, I'm not saying you are or not, James, but if you're attempting to do sub 2s and you're asking questions like these, you can land yourself in a lot of trouble. And the bank does not call the loan dude unexpectedly. It's expected. They say it in the mortgage note.
Every mortgage note.
So, and just what I said, just James, take some time and like CJ was saying, work on some other type of deals, seller finance, all this other stuff that's out there. And then when you're ready to invest into sub 2s, invest into it.
100%. Nas, you're doing a great job directing tonight. What's another question?
Okay. Yeah. Hey, thank you. I'm glad you know.
Your skills directing and moving the conversations forward. Having the team in the back pull up the questions. I mean, if we had the ability right now to flash back to how you went about that prior to the new camera setup, I mean, Max, I think you'd agree. It's literally night and day. You're doing a phenomenal job.
Literally.
You look great. perfect placement with the CEO. I mean, this is a new guy. I mean,
totally new guy.
this is a new guy.
Hey, hey, when you look good, you feel good, you play good, you perform good. So you know what I mean? That's all it is.
They pay you good.
You get paid good. That's real. That's real.
Yeah, man.
All right, pull one up for it.
When you do direct mail, how long do you wait until you try a new method in wholesaling?
I don't do direct mail anymore personally. I know that it's still working for people. Right now, I specifically do cold calling, RVMs, so ringless voicemails, and text blast. That's what I teach my students as well. So those are my marketing channels. I'm not a big direct mail guy. I just don't think it's cost effective. I don't know if you guys do direct mail still or not, but I know it works for a lot of people. It's just not my cup of tea personally. Right
Yeah,
now.
I was off direct mail for a long time, and I created this what I call a conveyor belt, a lead conveyor belt, and it's
Break
actually
that down though. I think I really like that method you got.
yeah. So my lead conveyor belt allows me to. All right, so when you do any type of marketing, a person wants to be marketed to how they want to be marketed to. So you can't force Nas to go check his mailbox and change his habits and read your postcard. You can't force Nas to change his habits and pick up unknown phone calls and talk to you for 30 minutes about his house. Right? If he doesn't like to be marketed that way, he's not going to respond to your marketing. So I came up with the lead conveyor belt way, which essentially allows me to save money and effectively hit every single lead in a way that they want to be hit. So you got text messaging, RVM, cold call, and direct mail. So those are some of the ways that we outreach to potential clients. And it starts off with the most cheapest method, which can be somewhere between RVM and text. And let's just say you get a list of absentee owners that live out of state, 65 plus. Let's use CJ's list from the chargeduplist.com, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So want to get CJ's list, and you can say 65 up, absentee owner, 10,000 names pulled through. After you trace those on reiskip.com, then you pull that into your conveyor belt. And if your cheapest method of marketing is text messaging, then you're going to text mess all 10,000 of these people. If out of those 10,000 people, only 3,000 people respond with either leave me the hell alone, or you got the wrong number, or whatever the situation is, you take those 3,000 people that are not interested off the list. And the people out of those 3,000 lists that you have to follow up with, you put them into the follow-up bucket, put the rest into the trash bucket, and then you continue. So you now move 7,000 over to RVM. So now we do a ringless voicemail on them once, twice, 3 times. Everybody who responded to that ringless voicemail is now put into 2 buckets, the trash bucket, the follow-up bucket, or the deal bucket, depending on where they fall into. Now, once they pass that RVM, the list is now even smaller. Let's just say another 3,000 people answered. So now that leaves me with 4,000 people. So then my team jumps on and they cold call every single person in that 4,000 a couple times. No answer. Yes, if the ones that answers, they move on. So now we have 1,000 people that responded to the cold call. They go in their respective buckets, the trash, the follow-up, or the deal. Remember, we're making deals along the text. We're making deals along the RVMs. We're making deals along the cold calls. And then we get to the end. So we exhausted every single type of marketing out there, period. And then we have now 3,000 of those 10,000 leads left over that go to mail. Now, using Yellow Letters HQ, I can scrub that against what was called the undeliverables. So out of the 3,500 are undeliverables. So now I have 2,500 people that I'm going to mail. I'm going to mail them 6 times every month. 6 times over 1 month every month. 1 time a month for 6 times for 6 months. And as they fall off, then they go in their respective buckets. And that note, you just exhausted your list through every type of marketing method that you could put it through. And in the meantime, that same list, the original 10,000, is uploaded into Facebook. And then we try to reach those people on Facebook with Facebook ads that we created. So that's kind of our outbound lead conveyor belt, to how we do things. It's drawn up. It's crazy. But if you do it correctly, you will save money and you will hit every person in your list. So one way or not.
Yeah, it's a super effective method, man. I like it a lot. Because like you said, I think the beauty in what you said is it gives you the ability to reach people with the aspect of communication that resonates with them. Not everybody text messages, not everybody answers unknown numbers, not everybody listens to their voicemail, whatever the case might be. So you've created a method where you can meet the person, at the communication level that works for them.
Yep. And that's it. So that's my lead conveyor belt. I'll break that down one day in a video with some stuff. So REI Rail does our text messaging and our RVMs, and we have something called rehash. So when somebody does not respond to that marketing method, you hit the rehash button, and only the ones that didn't respond move over to the next one. So that's what it is. We've reached our hour, guys. As always, I appreciate you guys coming on, taking time out of your Wednesday. Nas, I appreciate you showing up. CJ, I appreciate you showing up. And everybody out there, I think we're around 500 people that watch this live here on YouTube. I appreciate you guys as well. If you've gained anything out of this video, if you like the video, like it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that bell button. And Nas and CJ, you guys got any departing words? Because we won't see these guys for 2 weeks.
Yeah, nah, man. I appreciate you guys coming through, hanging out with us on Real Estate After Dark. It's appreciated. We just like getting together, and Max says it before, like we just like getting together, having our normal conversations, and doing it on the live and answering some questions and spending time with the real estate community and doing what we can to help out, man. So much love to everybody that tuned in.
I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching my IG stories. Thank you for, commenting on my Facebook photos and all that, man. And just having patience, with dealing with me, man. I just appreciate that, man. Thank you for not giving up on me last month when my camera was looking like $2 joints, man. Just appreciate everything, man. I'm going to let y'all go. See y'all in 2 weeks.
Oh, man. All right. Peace.
Y'all be good, man. Love y'all. Peace.
Much love.